Hey kids, it's Dad. Welcome back to the Gaming with Dad show. Today we are looking at where is the culprit for your Nintendo Switches. But before we do that, go ahead, like, subscribe, ring that bell, share this video out, leave a like, all that stuff that is good for that YouTube algorithm. So yes, where is that culprit? Presently on sale for $1.99, regularly $3.99. It is good on both the Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2. Find the hidden characters in an illustration, a timed picture puzzle game that sharpens your eyes and challenges your brain. So yeah, supports all three play modes, single system, puzzle from Mask. It is available in English, Japanese, Korean, and traditional Chinese. Released August 7th, 2025, rated E for everyone. So let's go on ahead and get into this review, which, by the way, is also going to serve as a full playthrough of this game. So that should tell you something about how long it takes to complete this. Yes, this is a Where's Waldo book. They give you a picture up in the upper left-hand corner that you're supposed to find the silhouette of that matches. Plain and simple. It's let's find Waldo. Within the description it says interesting cityscapes. This is a frickin' bowl of ramen noodles. This is not a cityscape, but that's okay. I don't quite get this first level, but after you get through the rest of them, it is pretty well themed. But graphically, admittedly, the graphics are bright and colorful. And yes, I know there are huge side banners when playing in TV mode. If you actually play it on in handheld mode, you hold it in portrait form, and it fills the entire screen. And you have touchscreen controls. But if you're using controller and presenting on a television screen, this is it. But, I mean, the graphics are bright, colorful. It's not super difficult to find the silhouettes that you are looking for, because it is very clean in that fashion, for the most part. Later on in this video, you will see where I can't see the silhouette that it's referencing because of the HDR effect that my monitor does automatically. And unfortunately, I have to play on the monitor to capture the footage for y'all. But yes, graphically, bright, colorful. What I will say, though, is there are times that those silhouettes are really small and you can't really zoom to confirm that you've got the right one. That would have been a nice feature. But graphically, I do like what they're doing. I think it's well put together. I'm giving graphics a 16. Sound-wise, pleasant little ditty in the background. That's really about all I can say. So, sound is getting a 16. We're sitting at 32. Controls. So, yes, it is a mouse kind of thumbstick cursor in this when displaying on screen. In handheld, you can use your finger to touch. It's got touchscreen controls. The hitboxes are actually relatively large, and you can easily, you don't have to be right on the right pixel. So the controls actually do work very well. The inclusion of touchscreen earns them an extra point, giving it a 17. We're sitting at 49 as we go into gameplay. So yes, this is Where's Waldo. They tell you what you're looking for. You have to find it, and then you have to go on ahead and click. That's fine. That's easy. it is very, very, very simplistic in those regards. It is not difficult. At least not for me. Maybe I'm not the right demographic. Maybe a 53-year-old man who specializes in finding anomalies and identifying stuff during his money job. I'm not the right person for this. Maybe the gameplay will be challenging for somebody who's younger, but it just isn't for me. I can see this as a good, like, my first Where's Waldo experience. But even then, there's no comedy within the actual image. It just seems to be random people. So yeah, here you can see the hint mode and everything that we're going through. And this is where the HDR effects that my monitor automatically throws on everything is betraying me. I can't see the shadow of this person. And that's the other thing I don't like about this. They should just give you the person instead of having it the black silhouette. Or if they did just give you the black silhouette, don't black out the characters, because you know you can disregard anybody that's in color for the most part. If you can see the shadow, that's a different story. There is only one of those through the entire gameplay here. The other problem that I have with the gameplay is they don't change positions. It's not random. Once you do this, you know where everything is. And quite honestly, it's not that difficult to begin with. I actually only played like the first 1.5 levels. The rest of this is all just me winging it in the gameplay. My full gameplay throughput. Gameplay's getting a 12. We're sitting at 61. Let's talk value. My general scale for value is always, will I get gameplay down to $1 an hour? No, well, that's not going to happen here, because the entirety of the gameplay from start to finish is right around 10 minutes and 20 seconds. That's how quickly I moved through this experience. Even on sale, it would have to be 2 hours. There's only 50 levels within the game. I mean, I guess there's room for expansion if they wanted to, but I don't think they're going to do that. And again, I do get it. I am probably not the demographic that this game was intended for. But still, if I'm going to spend $2 on a game looking for something budget-wise, there's better ways to spend $2. I'm going to give it that. Now, I do feel bad because normally I don't play all the way through these games, especially if they are disinterested or not really interesting to play. This one, actually, I was having a fair amount of fun on. But even then, it failed to deliver any kind of length or any kind of depth to the gameplay. I just happen to like a puzzle game, and that's what this is. Now, the problem happens to be is, now that I know where all those answers are, I am not going to go back and play this. So there's zero replay value in this as well. Once again, if you have kids, you might get some value out of this. This will keep them occupied for a little bit. Not very long. Maybe only from home to the IHOP near you. So value-wise, it's getting a 9. That does give it a 70. It is a C-. But there are better things you can spend $2 on in the eShop. There is so much potential with this game. And it's an interesting enough approach. This is just short of actually being good. Had they fixed some of the gameplay issues, had they fixed some of the length and made it more difficult to find the targets, that would be a different story. But unfortunately, at this point, I really cannot recommend picking this up for your Nintendo Switches. That said, have yourselves a great one. We'll talk to you kids later. Bye-bye!
Hey, if you've made it this far through the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. I've also posted 2 other videos down here as well as a subscribe link. So click, enjoy. That's kind of how the algorithm works.